Hello. A few days ago, we started a series on understanding infidelity, and we've been able to explain into details what infidelity means. It is adultery, any form of relationship between you and another person except for your spouse. It is every act of unfaithfulness, no matter how little it is. So today we will be proceeding into understanding the kinds, the various types of infidelity, and then we'll proceed into understanding the causes of infidelity. So there are several types of infidelity. The first one I want us to consider is the physical infidelity. This is sexual form of relationship outside your marriage. So, madam, any other man you sleep with, or any other woman you sleep with, sir, other than your wife, other than your husband, it is physical infidelity. And we know how the Lord, we know how God frowns at this. It is evil in the sight of God. Avoid every form of physical infidelity. Don't cheat on your husband. Don't cheat on your wife with another man, with another woman. It is damn evil. That's the peak of it when it comes to Christianity. Number 2, it is emotional infidelity. You might be thinking that which other one is this again? Which one do we refer to as emotional infidelity? Emotional infidelity is emotional connection with another person other than your spouse. You might be thinking that, okay, we are not going physical, but the moment you are so intimate in conversation with the other person, no matter how close you are with your husband, it is a cheating. Like when you have intensified conversation with another person outside your marriage, it is emotional infidelity. The moment you have problems, you have issues, and then the first person that comes to your mind to discuss that issue with is that person, you are already cheating on your husband. It is emotional infidelity. The moment that you are emotionally dependent on another person other than your spouse, it is called emotional cheating. The moment that you have that person on your mind, thinking that after all, I didn't have sexual relationship with that person, but the moment that your emotions are round about another person other than your spouse, you are already cheating on your spouse. That is the one we call emotional. 3 type of infidelity is the online infidelity. The devil nowadays has made it so cheap that you really don't need to travel far before you could fall into infidelity. You don't really need to see that person face to face before you could fall into infidelity. There is another kind of infidelity that is being referred to as online infidelity. You wouldn't believe it, but there is something that is called cyber sex now. Like people have sexual relationship across countries, across cities, just because of their electronic gadgets on phone, online, cyber. So it is online flirting or seduction, social media infidelity, online relationships or affairs where you are locked up on your phone with another person at the other end, and then you are now ignoring, or you are no longer available to your spouse, to your husband or wife that is next to you. Hello, it is online infidelity. Watch out. The 4th one is financial infidelity. Many of us might not be aware that we are all guilty about this, but majority of families of husbands and wives are actually guilty of this one. I'm about to mention the 4th one, which is the financial infidelity. How open are you when it comes to money issues in your family, the financial decisions you make? Let me ask you, is your spouse aware of how much you have in your account? Is she really aware? Sir, does she know how much you earn? To many families, to many husbands and wives, truth has been sold into the market of expensiveness that it is no longer affordable for anyone. You are not open about your financial, your secret spending. How about that? You spend secretly without your spouse knowing. You even use your finances to manipulate your spouse. How godly is that? You have so many deceptions about your finances that your spouse is not aware about. You earn so much that your spouse is not aware about. You prefer to spend that money your own way. You are your financial manager yourself without your spouse knowing. That is infidelity, untruthfulness. No matter how little it is tantamount to infidelity. So if your spouse is unaware of your financial status, of your financial strength, and then the weaknesses, you are cheating. That's the meaning. The number 5 of the kind of infidelity I want us to consider is micro infidelity. You know, all this small, like all this small lack of trust, all of this breach of trust, all of these repeated betrayals. You go ahead flirting with that woman in your office all the time. You go ahead flirting with that man in your place of work all the time. And then no boundaries. All the boundaries you're pushing. When another man easily slam you on your buttocks, you smiled at it, you laughed at it. All those tight hugs, all those snugglings, all of that you enjoyed, you are cheating actually. They are micro, but before God, they are not little. They are large, they are expensive, they are deadly. That is the reason why marriages collapse. The sixth one I want to discuss with us is object infidelity. Would you know that object could become your contact of infidelity? Do you know that you can actually be cheating on your husband or on your wife with some objects? For example, pornography. So, sir, if you go ahead to have sexual satisfaction with a porn, you just cheated on your wife. If you go ahead to masturbate, you just cheated too. Let me mention the last but not the least types of infidelity I have, which is the spiritual infidelity. Which is the spiritual infidelity. You know, that seeking spiritual connection with someone else. When you are sharing spiritual practices and experiences with somebody else, when you are prioritizing spiritual connection over your partner, it is also an infidelity. So in all you do today in your marriage, please try and strike a balance so that God will not be angry with you. It is very, very wrong to prioritize anything, no matter how little, no matter how big. When you prioritize such a thing above your spouse, then you are just committing an act of infidelity, untruthfulness. That is what infidelity is all about. God isn't happy about that. You know, the last time when I mentioned emotional infidelity, no wonder the Bible made us to understand that you really don't need to be by the bedside beside somebody before you could commit an act of infidelity. It is right here in the mind. Our strongest sexual organ happens to be the mind. So you can actually be in your house alone on your bed, and then you'll be committing infidelity with another person using your mind. Please be careful of what goes on in your mind, because out of your mind, issues of life are coming out of there, and then the issues that could be deadly can also come out of there. Preserve your marriage, preserve your relationship with your spouse, avoid infidelity.